Hello, everybody. My name's Olivier of Olivier-Vlogs and Games, and I am back.
We are back.
We are back.
This is part two.
This is part two
Part
of
two.
the No More Hiding special that I posted back on my birthday.
And now we're doing a holiday special.
Yeah, it is a holiday special, a
Yeah.
Thanksgiving special.
Thanksgiving
We
special.
originally we were, yeah, because originally we were gonna wait until you got back from your vacation, but I'm like, no, let's just do it now since you're already home.
Yeah. I think it's a good no time like the present.
No time like the present, exactly.
Well, hello everyone. We are back for part two. And part two,
Yeah.
I get to ask him the questions now.
Yeah, my mom is getting to ask me the questions now. Not, and before she starts asking the question, I want to thank everyone for all the love and support you guys gave on part one. It was very phenomenal, and it was very unbelievable of how much love and support you guys gave, not just to me, but also to my mom and the people out there. The video has reached over 94 views now
Wow, that's
in the
awesome.
past 2 weeks.
Wow. 94 views. Okay, let's reach 100 with this one. Let's put a target. 100. Come on.
100 views with this one.
Yeah, share with your friends. We really want to help the autism community. We really want to help anybody who's struggling with autism and ADHD. So if you find this helpful, share with your friends.
Yeah, because, yeah. What she said, I lost my train of thought there.
ADHD.
ADHD, exactly.
Yes. As part two, I get to ask him the question, not as in, Olivier is evidently high function autism and severe ADHD, as you can see, and also as we talked about in the previous video. So I'm going to ask you this question: what was it like to be growing up with your diagnosis with ADHD and autism?
This is a story that I've told many people, and I've always told it in the best way that I can remember. Growing up with autism and ADHD, it was definitely a process to go through. When I found out I had it, I put myself in a hole and I put a mask on myself, like I said that in the last video. Um, I kind of dug myself in a hole. I was kind of afraid of what people would think of me if they found out I had autism and ADHD, like people that didn't know what disabilities were and how different they are from everyone.
So how did you overcome that disability? But I mean, I know it's still a struggle every day.
Yeah.
It's the struggle is real, but he does so well. So what advice would you have for someone who's experiencing the same struggles that you are? Our cat just walked in,
A
and
cat just walked
evidently,
in.
I think he's hungry. But we're gonna ignore him for a minute, unless we should put him on this video. But
Yeah, I'm grabbing him right now.
I
Come here,
said,
Milo.
I think he's animal support. He's the animal support of the family.
Here's the animal support.
Milo, you can say hi
Milo's
now.
first debut on the channel.
Yeah. All right, Milo. Now you're gonna go eat, and he's a
Yeah.
great support system for Olivier. But he's really not a support animal, but
He's not.
he's supportive.
Oh, I accidentally put him on the line of the mic.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So, what advice do you have for kids that are going through the same challenges that you've been through?
for kids that are going through the same challenges, I would say definitely do not hide yourself from who you truly are, because who you are and whatever disability you may have, that is, and it's your story, and people can't change that about you. Because one of the things I tried to do was try to revolve with the world instead of revolving with God at the time. Because because most of the time, because I'll be honest here, most of the time it was hard making friends because I was so nervous about making friends.
And you
And
still are nervous. I mean, even today, I told him, did you make a new friend at school, for example?" He goes, "No, why not? I don't really want to talk with them." But you still are nervous. So
no, it was because they are older than me.
and with that too. But I mean, you could talk to them even if they're older. but he still struggles with that. But
Yeah.
what advice do you have as far as making friends, because that has been such a challenge for you over the years?
Um, trying to make, even though making friends was a process for me,
But
and
how did you make friends?
I kind of tried to just suck it up and just talk to them.
Suck it up, buttercup.
Suck it up. The mouse isn't connected.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how did you make it? You just did it? It became that easy for you?
It somehow did because as as of today, I have so many friends I that I've met over the years. The first friend I who is literally a brother to me now, my friend David.
Should we
He's
invite David on this part three? I think David needs to be in this conversation.
well. If the fans want part three, then
We'll
we'll
invite David.
do. We'll then yeah, we'll definitely invite him if the fans want a part three.
Yeah. David has been a really good supporting friend for Olivia, and I have to say, he even calls me mom. But of all the support that he has given to Olivia over the years, but he's a really good person. So I really am very thankful for him being part of Olivia's life.
Yeah, I'm thankful for him too. And not only am I thankful for him, I'm also thankful for everyone who's been supporting me throughout the years.
Yeah.
Because one of the main things is like I tried acting like every day, like an everyday regular person. Like if they didn't have a disability, like I was
Trying to be somebody else
trying to be someone else
and to
that
be accepted.
and to be accepted.
And then
Milo.
leave the cat alone. I think the cat is hungry. We'll give him some food in a minute.
Yeah,
I think the thing is, the hardest part for you is in making the friends is trying to be like the other kids, and
yeah,
then trying so hard and then getting rejected. How did that feel?
yeah. Like I always try to make friends,
Okay,
but
while he's explaining that, I'm gonna go feed the cat, but go ahead and talk.
yeah. As I was trying to make friends, it was like I would definitely say was a process because all I was trying to do was being accepted, and I always thought like you have to be accepted in order to be popular, or like just try to be like everybody else, have like a lot of friends. But I've learned that that was not always the case. Like over the years, from like elementary to middle school, I was acting like everyone else, and I was copying what everyone would do while being under the spectrum, especially when it comes to certain types of language that I do not want to say here because that would get me
Yeah,
demonetized.
because most people did have, and when you were at school, they have, their authenticity of their vocabulary was real, and I didn't want that for him.
And yeah, and people did have foul language and bad mouths.
Yeah. So you feel like you were chasing something that wasn't there.
Yeah,
Hmm. So
and
how did you overcome that?
overcoming it was definitely a process. I would definitely say like
What did you do? Do you remember?
trying to.
The ADHD again.
Yeah, I try
Um,
to remember things as best as I can. By overcoming it was at how I overcome it was basically like I just was straight out open.
mhm.
Like
You would tell your friends what was going on. You would tell the people what was going on.
actually let's go to freshman year of high school where I had an about me project from my world geography class.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that, but
I mentioned that in the last part.
is that how you overcome it, by basically giving your testimony?
Yeah, giving like a quick synopsis of my testimony.
Yeah,
And
I think that made a difference for sure.
yeah. And over the years, and as time went on, as I was going through changes through life, met like quite a lot of people, like a mentor, like my mentor, Johnny,
Uh huh.
who had recently moved from who has recently moved
Yeah, from here to
from
he went
here
to
to
Dallas. Yeah,
Dallas.
but that was also a change for you too
That
because
was also a change because I didn't know what my next step was, and I couldn't. And I tried asking God, like, what's my next step? But I was being very stubborn, and
he's very stubborn, by the way.
yeah,
It takes him a minute before he reacts on things I tell him to do, but that has nothing to do with autism. That's just him.
that's just me. I being one of the things is like I was being stubborn. God was telling me that I needed to go to a new church, but I was being stubborn because I wanted to try to help the church we were at. But there was a point I knew we couldn't stay there for much longer because I realized the church we were going to at the time, Hope City,
Yeah.
they were just like repeat with the series that they were doing. They were just repeating the same material they
Okay.
said a year
I
before.
understand, but
Mm.
don't get off track now.
Yeah.
It's just I wanted your viewers to understand how you overcame basically going from your hiding place by giving your testimony and then now making sure you are a part of a group of people that were very supportive to now understanding how your environment works right now currently.
Yeah.
So how did you overcome those obstacles? Don't like changing church, of course, made a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I want your viewers to know what inside of you made you realize, oh my God, I feel like I've been like much better now that I can speak to people.
Yeah. So yeah, for this specifically, I would say like hmm,
You don't know.
yeah, I'm trying to think here.
Think how did you overcome? I can give you an idea. I think the first step was basically changing your environment.
Yeah, changing my environment was definitely the first process into overcoming it, and we found our home at Grace Fellowship,
And that's where you found the new environment.
where I found a new environment, and I met so many friends, like even because at first I was nervous about it. Like I was like I'm in a new environment, I'm in a new church. I didn't know what to expect.
But
Oh,
there are constant changes that's happening in your life. So now I'm gonna say so from freshman year where you gave your testimony and coming out and
yeah, and
overcoming it, and
over
then now
and now,
leaving our old church and going to a new church, and then now leaving high school
yeah.
and leaving your friends behind because all of them, went
Well,
to different
not
cities.
I didn't. I haven't left them
You haven't
behind.
left them here, but they left because they went to college,
Yeah,
and then now also this is a new chapter of your life.
this
So
is a new
how are
chapter.
you dealing with this new chapter?
Uh,
How has it been?
It's been like it's been challenging, I would say. I mean,
How so?
uh, I still get to see my friends every now and then, but I don't see them as much as I used to, and you know, and yet to this day, I still have trouble reaching out to see how everyone is doing because
Do you feel that in your current situation now, you feel content where you are? You feel happy? What are
some
those?
days I do, some days I don't. Some
Okay.
because
What makes
that
you?
feeling of loneliness,
Mhm.
where I'm
So
not,
this is still a struggle
it's
with
still a
loneliness.
struggle. Still have the feeling of loneliness because it feels like I've barely spent time with them and I've barely gotten a chance to know them more.
Mm. So how do you deal with the loneliness? Because a lot of the kids you're like you, okay, experience the loneliness. So how do you deal with that?
How do I do? How do I deal with the loneliness?
Hmm.
Well, well, I just, well, nowadays I just try to keep myself distracted from the loneliness by like either playing video games or doing homework.
Hmm.
But when I watch YouTube or whenever I feel like watching a movie, I realize I that the loneliness just always somehow creeps back up
Mm.
whenever I try to distract myself from it,
Yeah.
which is not something I like to do,
Hmm.
but it's something I've been doing to myself, and like I said in the last episode, it eats you up in
Internally.
in mentally, and
But how do you stay? Because a lot of people struggle with that, right?
yeah,
So, what advice do you have to not
to
to
not struggle with
yeah, or to
it.
not like linger on it and find your happy place?
Well, one thing I've started to do recently is like host like a Zoom call with my friends to
Mm-hmm.
make sure we stay connected.
Yeah.
And I've been reaching, and one of the ways I was reaching out was through our group chat, but one of the things is no one would reply. So I've started reaching out to them through social media and through like private stories on Instagram, and it proves significantly better because technically we're in an age where most like young teens, young adults like me are is just like we're we're always on our phones. We're always on we're always on our devices.
Yeah. And then that's one way that you stay connected with your friends. But some other way that he's been trying to do as well to stay up. Evidently, he got a part time job. You heard
Yeah,
that? Got a part time job. And
that has also been helping me keep the loneliness away, which
so
has
you would
been
advise for people to get jobs?
well when they're old enough, but because you have to be 16 and up to get a job.
Yeah, evidently you're talking hopefully to viewers that are about your age or maybe older or something like that.
I'll show you. I'll show you the demographic of that later on.
Okay. So he got a job and then also he started going to the gym
Yep.
and he took guitar lessons.
Guitar lessons.
So he
I've
started.
been so doing stuff that keeps you distracted from your loneliness is good and all, but it will always creep back up on you unless you reach out to the friends that you've made. Like I'll definitely say this. Like
Who's the friend that you usually reach out to when you're feeling lonely?
I haven't reached out to anyone about that actually.
Well, maybe you should. Now, maybe that's something you
Yeah.
need to testimonize about.
Yeah. One of my friends, Jesse, he was the lead singer in the worship band at Grace
Hmm.
for the students, and he I don't know how he's somewhat sort of been a little bit of a mentor to me, and I have even told him that.
Well, why
Uh,
don't you tell him that? Is he watching? Jesse, if you're watching, hopefully you are. Well, if you're watching, thank you for being a mentor to Olivier. He failed to tell you, but there you go.
yeah,
Keep on being a mentor, Jesse. Hopefully you're watching. If you're not watching, we'll send you the video.
like it's not just with worship, like
Yeah. So basically, as an autistic kid, you struggle with making friends, you struggle with loneliness, you struggle with what else you feel like you struggle with?
what else do I struggle
Learning.
with? Okay, that can be said about a lot. That can be said about a lot. Learning, yes, because but I don't know any way around that because that it's mainly just the education system.
Yeah. Well, it's not the education system. It's it's you trying to adapt to an educational system that is not designed for kids like you.
Yeah, that isn't. Yeah, that.
That so he went through regular general education.
Yeah.
So imagine the struggle. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially learning algebra.
Oh, that struggle was real.
That struggle was real,
However,
and
he
it was just God's plan that I passed. It was
yeah, well,
God's
you
blessing.
definitely we prayed a lot on that.
Yeah.
He was like 3 days away from graduation when we found out, oh, he may not graduate. We're like, oh no, you will.
No,
Next,
they were like, I will graduate. I just want to graduate with an extortion
no, with
endorsement.
endorsement and extortion.
I did
My
not
God,
word that properly.
we don't want to extort anybody.
No, we do not. It's endorsement. I'm sorry.
Endorsement, yeah. Anyway,
Endorsement.
thank God for the tutor. What was his name again? Mr. Mendoza.
Yeah, Mr.
So
Mendoza.
yeah, if you guys need a math tutor, he has a great math tutor he can recommend. Mr. Mendoza is a great math tutor that helped him pass his algebra class, and he did graduate with his endorsement. So we were
Yep.
super proud of him. Look at that.
Yeah, and yeah.
So, what other struggles that you can talk to your viewers about what it is to deal with autism in general and ADHD? I think the ADHD sometimes is worse than the autism because
Yeah.
he literally forgets everything.
I forget a lot of things. Even when I tell myself to remind me, I still end up in some way, shape, or form forgetting it.
So, viewers, if you have advice for Olivier, can you please drop it in the chat so that he knows what can he do to remember stuff? Because
Don't
I,
drop it in the chat. Drop it in the
in
comments.
the comments,
In
yeah,
the
in the
comments
comments,
down below.
yeah. Because me as mom, I give up because he doesn't listen to me anymore. I became the voice of annoyance. So
I'm not looking for that.
as an autistic kid and ADHD, like I said, I think sometimes the ADHD is more severe than the autism.
Yeah,
Um,
but both of them clashing, it's kind of like a
but
double.
did you ever want it to be? You were on medication at one point.
I
But
was
what?
on medication, but I
But
stopped
what?
taking it.
But why did you stop?
I stopped because one of the main reasons was that I kept forgetting it.
Forgetting to take the medication to make him remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
another reason was the fact that when I stopped taking the medication, it kind of helped me realize that that medication was also kind of forcing me to act like everyone else in an everyday life that doesn't have a disability.
Yeah.
And it was basically a way of saying like I'm not being true to myself.
I think also the medication didn't make you feel like yourself. That's what it was.
Yeah, like I was always hiding behind a mask for years until now here I am coming out.
But then that wasn't the medication though. That was just the whole process of everything.
It was a whole process of like after being off it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, he stopped taking the medication when you were in
When I first started high
high
school.
school, yeah. And then I mean the struggle was difficult, but he overcame it because he always knew his shortcomings and he knew how to overcome the shortcomings. So that was a blessing in disguise that we never knew how he did it, but he did. So my other question is, when you were in high school, did you have any knowledge of what I knew you had knowledge of what you were going through, but how was it for you every single day going through high school with knowing the fact that you had this disability and not being able to function normally with the well, you were able to function normally, but
Yeah.
no, with the rest of the kids. How does those kids, the non-autistic kids, so to speak, treated you?
Well, it's definitely a challenge, but I would definitely say I barely interacted with. I did. I will say this. I did see. I mostly saw more in my years of high school. I mostly saw more kids with with autism or ADHD or some kind of disability more than I did with like regular kids who wouldn't have it.
So you feel like you were surrounded with more kids that were similar to you than kids
That
that
was
were.
similar, but
But what about the kids who were not like you? How did it make you feel? Did they treat you any differently, or did they even interact with you at all?
I didn't even interact with them and they didn't interact with me.
Yeah, okay. So it basically didn't bother you.
Yeah.
So is that an advice you could give to people? Don't let other people bother you. Just do you.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Don't don't hide behind a mask.
Yeah. Just do yourself.
Just be yourself. Be true to yourself.
Yeah. You even had a crush on some girl, and you went to homecoming with one girl. We're not gonna call her name, but how was that having a crush on a girl?
Hmm. Definitely a lot of different mixed emotions with that, and I do not have any good like explanation for that. When it comes to the dating aspects of things, yeah, don't come to me for that. I'll be real with you because dating is confusing.
Why is it so confusing?
Because I don't because you trying to get to know a girl, and like girls have many different interests and they have how can I put this gently is the question.
Many personalities.
Yeah, since my mom is here, she can help me out with that. Like, yeah, many different many different personalities and
And
different
quirks.
and quirks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Trying to figure out what does that mean.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I just want to keep it as gentle as possible. I don't want to offend anyone with
Yeah,
that.
I understand. Okay, so let me see what other questions I have for you. Okay, so now in high school, education, evidently your learning a career was tough.
It was
Make,
a very big challenge.
Making friends was tough.
Making friends was tough. Dealing with school was a lot tougher.
Was a lot tougher. Learning how to drive.
Oh my god.
Oh, here goes Milo
Here
again.
goes Milo again. He wants to go out.
No, Milo, you're not going out.
It's only 7:30.
Um, what else? Learning how to drive, and he learned how to drive. How was that? So
Learning how to
anyone,
drive was definitely a different kind of process. And
do
it
you, do you have
was
any do you have any recommendation for anyone who's learning how to drive with ADHD and autism? What worked for you?
what works for me is that you just gotta stay focused on the road. Like block out all distractions and just focus on the road, and when you get more comfortable you can. And one of the things I did was like I used to drive without like having any music on, just to start off slow, because music would be a distraction at first. But the more you drive, the more comfortable you get and the more confident you become. And then you slowly like can do almost as good as your parents can.
There you go, and now you're a good driver.
Yep, because your parents are the one that start teaching you to drive.
Well, some people go to driving school,
Some people do go to driver school
but
because
he
their
I
parents are too busy. But
yeah, I felt like he would do better with me in learning him and
then,
teaching him how to drive than if he had gone to driving school. That was also like a struggle that I had. Or do I send you to driving school, or do I send you to someone, or do I do it myself? Finally, I said there is no better person to teach my son because I know him best on how to drive.
yep, my mom was the one that taught me how to drive for like 99% of the time. The 1% was my dad teaching me how to parallel park.
Yeah, exactly.
Lily had to do that in the school parking lot.
Yeah, and you did it. Okay, so I think we got a brief overview of your your teenager years as an
Yeah,
ADHD autistic kid. Is there anything else that I forgot to mention? We mentioned about your loneliness. We mentioned about friends. We mentioned about your education. Well, briefly mentioned about your education. I would say
yeah,
if you have any kind of struggles at school, get help. Olivier
yeah,
was always so shy in getting help, but eventually he needed the help because
yeah.
if he did not get help, I don't think he would probably made
I don't think I would have passed and graduated.
and graduated. So get help, get as much help as you can. There's a lot of resources out there. Use tutoring if you have to. Use your IEP to your best advantage. An IEP is an individualized education plan that they can do at your public school system, and you have your case manager, a case manager that can do that for you if you
Mhm.
struggle with ADHD and autism. So we basically use all the resources that we had so that he would be successful. The IEP was done every single semester, and we eventually hired an advocate. I would say if you have any friends who's on the spectrum, or if you are yourself struggling, get an advocate to go with the school because there's so many things that they can do that I wasn't even aware. And I had been in a school district for a very long time until high school. I got the advocate and I was like, wow, these people were shorting me of help. So get an advocate, Make sure you have an IEP. Make sure that they come to the IEP too, because you used to come.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, when
the
we
arts,
the arts,
the
yeah,
arts.
yeah, it come because then they become advocates for themselves. And what else would you recommend? And that's part in basically the education system there. Um, and then to fight your loneliness, you're doing to the gym, you're doing piano lesson, not piano, I'm
Not
sorry,
piano lesson, guitar
guitar
lessons.
lessons. You had the drums at one point, that didn't
I
work out.
Yeah, because the reason why I didn't do the drums was because I was kind of nervous, and not only that, you and Papa were always home, so I didn't want to like bother you with all the
Yeah.
noise.
And then also find a good youth group from church, because we are solid believers that God is the one leading his life right now and letting him know where he's at and his identity, at the end of the day.
Hmm.
What else am I forgetting? Is that everything?
I think that's everything. If you guys want a part three, if you guys want a part three, so that we can get my friend David uh, on here, I'll see if he will be up for it. And if you guys want the part three, just let me know on Instagram or in the comments down below.
Yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you guys. Evidently, this is a brief summary of Olivier's life. Evidently, he's 19. If we have to do this, his whole life, it will take longer than
It will definitely take
take longer.
longer. There will have to be like so many different
Yeah, so many
parts.
different parts.
I
But
would say at least like
I
maybe
say,
5 or 10.
if you are someone who's struggling with autism and ADHD, Olivier is can be your best friend, because he's going through it still,
Yep.
and he may help and give you advice, and we're happy to help.
Yep.
All right.
Anyways, guys, that's the end of No More Hiding Part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and
Have a good
well,
night. Happy Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving.